Hi, welcome to my video on solving extra word problems using the system of linear equations. Just extra problems. Solve each. Just what you can do is, the word practice is here, so what you can do is pause the video, work out this question, and when you get it done, press play and see if your answer is right. And then do that for each question. A good review of how to handle word problems. Let's go. Number 1. Determine the measures of the angles of an isosceles triangle if the measure of one of the congruent angles less the measure of the non-congruent angle is 60 degrees. 60. Okay, let's see. What we have is we have an isosceles triangle. So that's an isosceles triangle has two sides equal. That's the two sides equal. And as a result of being two sides equal, then if you got two sides equal, you have two angles equal. So that means if these two sides are equal, the angles opposite these sides are equal. So let's call these two angles x and x. Now we don't know what this one is, so we'll call this one by a different variable y. So we have these two angles equal, opposite these two congruent sides, and the third angle. So it says find the measures of the angles. So we know that if we take x and add on x and add on y, so if we add up all the angles, we'll get 180 degrees, because the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180. So that means we got 2x plus y is 180. So we'll call that equation 1. Now, let's see if we can come up with another. The measure of one of the congruent angles less the measure of the non-congruent angle. So one of the congruent angles is x less the measure of the non-congruent angle, which is y, equals 60 degrees. So this sentence right here gives me this second equation. So notice now we have two equations, and as they work out, notice if I add these equations right now, they cancel out, and I get 2 plus 1 is 3x equals 240. And I divide by 3, x is equal to 80. So I have x is 80 here, x is 80 here, and because these two angles are equal, now I need to find what y is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the y and put it into this equation. Take the x, which is 80, and put it into the first equation or into the second one. It makes no difference. So let's pick equation 1. Let's sub 80 for x into number 1. So let's copy down number 1. And we're going to put 80 in the place of x. So we multiply to get 160 plus y is 180. So y is 180 minus 160. So y is 20. So the angles of the triangle are 80 degrees, 80 degrees, and 20 degrees. And we add them all up, so that's the angles of the triangle. Two angles are equal, and notice they all add up to 180. Perfect. Let's do number 2. Remember, pause the video and work out the answer and press playback to see if you get it right. The average of two numbers is 14. The ratio is 9 to 5. Find the numbers. You got two numbers, so we don't know what the numbers are. So we're going to let x be one of the numbers, and we'll let y be the other number. So we got two numbers, but we don't know what they are. And x is one, y is the other. Now it says the average of the two numbers. Average means to add up, and there's two numbers, so you add up and divide by the number of numbers that you have. So the average of the two numbers is 14, so that means x plus y divided by 2 is going to give you 14. So averages, add up the two numbers, divided by 2 to give you 14. And it says the ratio is 9 over 5. So the ratio could be, we could say x over y is 9 over 5. Now you could have y over x is 9 over 5. It makes no difference. So I took the x, put it over the y as a ratio, and I got 9 over 5. So this equation here, let's cross multiply, put it over 1. I have x plus y equals 28. And if I cross multiply here, I get 5 times x is 5x, 9 times y, so 5x equals 9y. Now if I want, I could line, this is equation 1, and this is equation 2. So what I could do is take this equation and realign it, so 5x minus 9y equals 0. So now I'm going to take the two equations, which is x plus y equals 28, and 5x minus 9y equals 0. And I'm going to solve these two equations by elimination. So I'm going to multiply this equation by negative 5. I'm going to multiply this equation by 1. Negative 5 times x, negative 5x. Negative 5 times y, negative 5y. Negative 5 times 28 is a negative 140. Multiply by 1 won't change the equation. I'm going to add these up. The x's cancel out, and I get a negative 14y equals a negative 140. Divide by negative 14. On both sides, they cancel out to give me 1y, and y is equal to 10. Now, I can put the 10 into here, which is the best one. So I'm going to sub 10 for y into number 1. And I call this one number 1. I could put it into here, but let's put it into this one. So x plus y equals 28. And we're saying that y is 10. So x is equal to 28 minus 10. So x is equal to 18. So the two numbers are 10 and 18. So the numbers are 10 and 18. If you notice, you can check it out. If you add them up, if you add these two numbers up, you get 28. 28 divided by 2 is 14. If you do the ratio of x, which is 18 over 10, x 18 over 10 reduces to 9 over 5. So again, I tried to pick up some problems that would be a little bit different than the ones we did already, using the math that we have in our background. And number 3, 2x plus y are the measures of complementary angles. 3x plus 4y are the measures of supplementary angles. This is find the angles. Okay, so complementary angles. So complementary adds up to 90. And supplementary adds up to 180. So now remember, it's how I remember 90 and 180. C is before S. So 90 is before 180. C is before S. So that's how little way I got to remember which one is complementary and supplementary. Complementary is first 90. Supplementary is 180. So the two angles, so 2x plus y is complementary. So these two angles are going to add up to 90. And we have 3x plus 4y going to add our supplementary. So complementary means the two angles add up to 90. Supplementary means the two angles 3x plus 4y adds up to 180. So this is number 1 and this is number 2. Now we want to eliminate. So Again, the best way I do it, notice as a 4, I'm going to multiply this one by negative 4. Multiply this one by 1. So that gives me 4 times 2. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 4 times y is negative 4y. Negative 4 times 90 is a negative 360. We multiply by 1, the equation won't change. Notice I'm eliminating my y's, so when you add, you get 0. When you add here, you get a negative 5x, and when you add right here, you get a negative 180. Divide by negative 5 on both sides. So x is equal to negative 180 divided by negative 5, positive 36. Use your calculator. Now you have to take one of the equations. So I'm going to take which one is better. I have x, y is all alone, so I'm going to sub it into. I'm going to sub 36 4x into number 1. So number 1 is 2x plus y equals 90. So x is 36, so 36 goes into place of x. That gives me 72. So y, excuse me, y is 90 minus 72, so y is equal to 18. Now it says find the angles. So this is only what x and y is. So 2x is 2 times 36, 72, and y is 18. So notice these two angles are the complementary angles. And so 3x, 3 times 36, which is 108, and 4y, and y is 18, and 4 times 18 is 72. So notice all the angles are 72, 18, so the angles are 72 and 18, so that's the complementary ones, and 108 and 72 are the supplementary angles. So really, one angle is repeated twice in that. So really, the angles are 72, 18, and 108. So because two of these angles are the same. So notice complementary angles adds up to 90, supplementary angles adds up to 180. C is before S, 90 is before 180. And you solve them, I solve them by elimination. You could solve them by substitution if you want. You probably would not solve them by graphing. Now we have another problem. Number 4, the lines y equals 2x minus 4 and the line y equals negative x plus 5 intersect at A. And the lines 3x plus y equals 23, 2x minus y equals 2 intersect at B. Find the equation of the line through A and B in slope y-intercept form. So let's take the two equations, y equals 2x minus 4 and y equals negative x plus 5. So if you take these two equations, they're going to intersect at what we call point A. Excuse me. So to solve this, I'm going to let 2x minus 4 equal negative x plus 5, because both of them are equal to y. We let them equal to each other. So 2x plus x equals 5 plus 4. The x moves over to become plus. The 4 moves over to the right, become plus. 3x equals 9. Divide by 3, and I get x equals 3. So if I have x equals 3, so let's continue. And we got, remember, they're going to intersect at A, and we got to find the coordinates, which are x, comma, y. So we got x, so let's sub the x back into this equation. So we're going to sub 3 4x into. So if we want to call this one number 1, and call that one number 2, let's sub it into number 1. So y equals 2x minus 4. X is 3. X is 3, so it's 2, bracket 3. So that's 6 minus 4. So y is 2. So that means A, x is 3, y is 2. Now we have another 2 lines. So we have 3x plus y equals 23, and 2x minus y equals 2. So let's call this equation 3, call this equation 4, and those two equations are going to intersect at B. So we'll find the coordinates of B now. We're going to solve these two equations. Notice that they're perfect for us. We just draw a line and add, the y's cancel out. So 5x equals 25, divide by 5, x equals 5. Now, we have to sub that back into one of these two equations. Let's sub it back into one. So we're going to sub 5, 4x into 1. We could put it, into 3. 1 and 2 are over here. Into 3. We could go into 3 or 4. So let's copy down number 3. 3x plus 4, 3x plus y equals 23. X is 5. So we're subbing in for 5. We get 15 plus y equals 23. So y equals 23 minus 15. So y is 8. So that means B has x is 5 and y is 8. So it says find the equation of the line through A and B with slope y-intercept form. So let's just look at what the slope y-intercept. So the slope y-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. That's the slope y-intercept form, where m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So I need to get a slope. So let's call this one x1, y1, and call this one x2, y2. So the slope formula, which is m, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 is 8, y1 is 2, x2 is 5, x1 is 3, so that's a 6 over 2, gives me a 3. Now I have a choice. Since I have this form, I have my slope and I have a point. So if I have my slope, I got my slope as 3. So I'm going to take A, which is a point of 3, 2, or I could take B. So this is my slope and this is my point. So if I want this x and y now, I got a choice. I can take 3 and plug it in here, take the x and the y and plug it in here, and then find my b. So if I write down y equals mx plus b, y is 2, m is 3, x is 3, and 2 equals 9 plus b. So I'm going to leave the b where it is and go 2 minus 9. So b becomes negative 7. So the equation is y equals slope, which is 3, x minus 7. So there's the equation of the line in the slope y-intercept form. If I want to, I could have plugged this into the point slope form and worked it out. I could have done this. Watch. I could have said y minus y1 and m times x minus x1. This is the point slope form. So again, if I take the same point, or I take this point, so if I take this point and I go y minus 2, 3 times x minus 3. So I'm still using this information, but I'm putting it into a different form. If we do that, that's the point slope form right now. So multiply by 3 and bring the 2 over. So when I multiply by 3, I get 3x minus 9. Bring the 2 over, make it plus, and add. Negative 9 and 2 is negative 7. So this is the point slope form, the slope and the coordinates of the point. By solving for y, you get y equals mx plus b, and you get the same answers. Just two different ways to do it. Your choice, though, when you come to you doing a question. Let's continue and do number 5. Two lines, we got ax plus by equals 11, and 3ax plus 2by equals 30. The two of these lines intersect at the point 2, 1. This is find the values of a and b. So to get the values of a and b, this point here, we got the coordinates of x and y. So if the two of these intersect at a point, that means this point lies on this line. So that means the point 2, 1 will make this true for both equations. So if you take this equation, if you take the first equation, which is ax plus by equals 11, and you sub in 2, 1 for x and y, so because this point lies on this line, putting the values of x in makes the equation true. So you have an equation called 2a plus b equals 11. If you take the second equation, which is 3ax plus 2by equals 30, and you also sub the point 2, 1 in, because both lines are intersecting at this point, so both points subbed in will make the equation true. So it's 3ax is 2, y is 1. So we're subbing that point in for x and y. So that gives us 6a plus 2b equals 30. So if you call this equation 1 and you call this equation 2, because that's the equations that we're going to solve to get the a and b. So what we can do, we can line them up. So 2a plus b equals 11. 6a plus 2b equals 30. So again, that's a 2 here. I got a choice to multiply this by negative 2 to make them opposite, or I can multiply the a right here by negative 3. So either or, whatever way you want to go, whichever one you want to eliminate. You can multiply by b by negative 2, or you can multiply the a by negative 3. So it don't make any difference. So let's multiply by negative 2. Multiply this one by 1. Negative 2 times this equation gives me negative 4a minus 2b equals negative 22. Negative 2 times 2a, negative 4a. Negative 2 times b, negative 2b. Negative 2 times 11, negative 22. Multiplying by 1, not going to change the equation at all. It's going to give you the same equation. I'm eliminating my b's. Draw a line, add them up. I get 2a equals 8. Divide by 2, and I get a is equal to 4. Now I have a, so I can sub a into equation 1 or 2, your choice. Let's sub it into 1. So I'm going to sub 4a into. Now, reason I go into number 1, because b is all by itself. I don't. If I go into this one, if I put a in here, I got to divide by 2. So it's better to put it in here. Don't make any difference. 1 or 2 will still give you the same answer, but 1 is a little bit easier. So we're going to put 4 for a. So a is 4, it gives us 8. So b is 11 minus 8. So b is 3. So a is 4 and b is 3. So final answer, A equals 4, B equals 3. So that's the answer to this problem. And again, you can take the 4 and the 3 and sub it in here. And I'll just check with one. Let's check. Let's just take one equation and do a check. So it says A is 4, B is 3, and we have the point 2, 1. We have A is 4, and we have B is 3. So A is 4, that's X, and that's Y. X is 2, B is 3, Y is 1, and that gives me 11. So I multiply first by PEMDAS. I have to multiply these two first. So that's an 8 plus 3, 11 equals 11. So these two values, putting those A and B into this equation, along with the coordinates of X and Y, 2 and 1, it makes the equation true. So you can also check it into this one to see if you get a 30. But I just checked it with one of them, and that should be okay. But if you want, check it with the two of them, and just because I said that, then I will check both equations. So A is 4, X is 2, B is 3, Y is 1. PEMDAS, we have to multiply first, so 12 times 4 is 24, plus 6 times 1 is 6, 30 equals 30. Yep, it made both equations true, so 4 and 3 is the correct answer for A and B. Again, more word problems we do, the more experience we get, the better we become, because we're using the math that we learned. That's what word problems are about. That's why some students have difficulty with word problems. They got to rethink them and use your math skills that you've learned. Anyway, if you like my video, click the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell, because there's more videos coming your way. Visit my website at www.mathfullyexplained.com to find more information about me, my videos, and the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.